Everybody, Dean Young Home Tech. Hope everybody's doing well today. I wanted to go over a couple things with you, and then I wanted to ask a question. Hopefully somebody can give me an answer. I'm sure there's going to be different viewpoints, which is good. So anyway, this time of year things change seasonally as far as leaves, and then into the winter you get snow, ice, all that good stuff. So this time of year, actually like right now, the wind is picking up a little and the leaves are starting to fall. And with that condition, I'm going to have statements on my report that an area was not visible. We did not inspect that area. It's mainly going to be maybe a roof covering or a deck or a porch, or it's covered with leaves. Reason being, it's a safety concern for us as home inspectors to be walking on a porch or a deck that's covered with leaves. We're not familiar with that structure. We're not familiar with the floorboards. We're not familiar with it, period. So we don't know what we would be walking into. You don't want to walk onto a deck and there be a void or a damaged plank or something, a damaged flooring, and cause personal injury to the inspector. So please be considerate and understand that when you see the report. All you gotta do is kick the leaves to the side, or no, it's not that easy. And you can't really see visual of the whole area. So there's going to be those statements, at least on my reports. Another thing, when we start to get precipitation, such as snow, then again, roofs are going to be limited as far as inspecting. Snow-covered roofs, we're not going to be up there cleaning off one little patch of roof and saying, well, this area looks okay. No, I'm sorry. If we have time at a later date, we will go back out and re-inspect the roof, if time permits. It's a Mother Nature deal. It's not, it's not us. Now, there are some roofs that aren't that pitch, that steep of a pitch of a roof that will hold leaves and debris, and it's hard to get a good estimation of what the roof looks like, the condition of the roof shingles. So again, we may be waiving this part of the roof, but maybe we can see this part of the roof. So what I'm going to ask as a buyer, even if you're a seller, if you're a buyer, ask that the seller, let them know you're getting a home inspection, and if there's any leaves around the property it's going to obstruct something, like a deck or porch or whatever, because they have those leaves removed because they have them blown or whatever. I know some people like to blow their leaves on their roof now. You could suggest that. And as a seller, if you get a notification that there's going to be a home inspection, if you could take that extra step and clear pathways and walkways and porch covered areas, decks and so forth that may be covered with debris, leaves, so forth, so that we can visually inspect it. It's really sets us up for an unsafe condition, and people can get injured. And depending on who the inspector is, he may file a lawsuit against the seller. I don't know. I'm just trying to be proactive and try to remedy this. So, we already sent out a notice. I don't know how many buyer's agents forward those to the listing agent or the homeowner, but we give it a shot to let them know what to expect, have things cleared out, lead a path to the electrical panel, to plumbing fixtures, so forth, that we can inspect those items visually and turn things on, check for functionality. So that's pretty much what I got as far as that. Now, a question I have is, This is for realtors. And today we were asked to set up a radon. There is a buyer, we're not representing the buyer other than the radon test. We're not even representing the buyer on the radon test. We're doing a unbiased radon test for the seller. The seller is under contract, and my understanding is, and I've seen the report, that there were come back as a high radon level test. So the seller decided to get their own opinion from an unbiased professional such as myself, and she stated that a couple years ago that I don't know why, but she had a test done, maybe on it for herself, that it came back at 2.9, and anything can change on a daily basis. A minute, hour, second. That's why radon test monitors every hour, and the numbers are going to be different. So I try to explain to her that those conditions may have changed since 2 years ago, which obviously I know they did. And she was just, I think she's trying to, I don't say that she don't want to admit that there's probably high radon levels there, because she was like, well, she had the company that came, the lady set the radon test right here and right here, and this, it was over this vent here, and this and this and this. I try to explain to her, we're going to set it in the middle of the room. It's not going to be near any air vent, no air ducts, no nothing like that. Here in the basement, you need to maintain a minimum temperature of 67 degrees, not below that. Low temperatures will increase the levels. Also the air pressures and so forth changing could have an effect on it too. Dew points, humidity, all that's going to have effect on the test. Take all this stuff into consideration. If you get another high reading than 99.999%, then you're going to have to just own up to it that there's radon here. So my question is, for agents, the buyer had radon done. It came in at a high level. The seller is wanting another third-party inspector to come in and do a radon test. So based on the numbers that, when we pick up the radon, if those are high readings above 4 or above, what are the options for the seller? Could the seller say, I'm not willing to put in a radon mitigation system, but I am willing to reduce the price of the home down to whatever the cost of a radon mitigation system would be? So if the seller gets quotes on radon mitigation and the seller gets quotes and the buyer gets quotes, and they compare and they come to an agreement, and they'll say, well, this is the amount right here is going to be this radon mitigation we're going to settle on. Can the seller say, okay, I'll knock that off the house? Or is this a situation where it's a health hazard concern that it's something that would have to be remedied before the closing of escrow? I don't know the legalities of that. I'm trying to educate myself as well. Just like agents are going to inform themselves and learn from a home inspection. So anyway, that's what I got. Maybe just to see who watches my videos all the way through. Hopefully I'll get some comments on that question. So anyway, guys, 336-989-8185, hometechnc.com. We are closed next Thursday. I'm willing to do something Friday, but if nobody's got anything, I'm just going to say we're done. But we are booked Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday so far. If by Wednesday night, Tuesday, Wednesday, middle of next week, nothing's done, then I'm just going to close for that Friday following Thanksgiving. So anyway, guys, 336-9090-185, hometakingc.com.